So I was watching with my son in another city the football game on Sunday night, which was in Buffalo, New York, and they had lake effect snow of 60 centimeters,
Yikes.
which is like 1.5 feet or something. It's a lot of snow, and they paid 20,000 people to come out. Buffalo's crazy. The Buffalo fans are we talk about how hardy we are in our city for going to a game in November or late October. But these guys went out overnight and shoveled out the stadium, got paid $20 an hour and had some food and I'm guessing a beer or two that they were given. And yeah, but I was watching it and the broadcast saluted their people and they had an aerial shot of their trucks. They have 10 trucks and they were talking about how the truckers, went through snowstorms and had to go around and drove all these thousands of miles to get there. And one of the trucks, because I'm a TV nerd, and I'm sure you are too, I have an interest in how things work on TV, because I always have when I was a kid. That's why I got into film and television when I was an adult. And I noticed on the truck, there was a lot of them. And I noted, for a CFL game, there might be one truck for the switching to TV, and then one truck for the satellite dish, a smaller truck for the satellite uplink. They have 10 now, just for a Sunday night game. But it is American television, and it is the biggest show on prime time. People watch it. It's not, people think just a couple guys show up with a microphone and a couple cameras. It is a big, big production. There's wardrobe. There's all kinds of camera dollies and units and cranes and different technology that takes up a lot of room, a lot of people. So they showed the trucks, and one of the trucks had some writing on it. And so, of course, I froze it to the annoyance of my family and had it look at it. And it said Aggreko on the side. And I thought, that kind of looks like a generator truck, that you would see on a film set, except bigger because it was a full-on semi. And then I thought, there's something about that. I wonder if it has batteries in it. And sure enough, it did. Because I Googled it, and the Aggreko people who often make generators, like gas power generators, are now making batteries. So they have a battery backup now for Sunday night football. And there's a reason for that. Is because the way NFL works, it mostly happens on Sundays, one game on Monday night and one game on Thursday night, usually. And most of the games, if there was a power outage during, say, Sunday afternoon, you could just cut to another game. You wouldn't necessarily lose your audience when that happened. But Sunday night, it's just that. There's nowhere to go. So they have to have a backup. And what they used to use is a very, very, very large generator that burned a lot of fuel. And so they've got a whole page on this talking about how they've gone green. And during the 10 trucks that travel with them, this Aggreko truck, this whole semi-trailer that's parked next to the satellite uplink truck, offers 10 minutes of battery power from 6 power supply units. So basically the power cables are running up to the booth in the stadium, and all their technology and cameras and everything can be powered for 10 minutes. That doesn't sound like much, but they use a lot of power. They use 0.5 megawatt of power, which is like a small city practically, and it has its own heating and AC, so it can't go down due to weather. So even if the power is out, it will moderate the temperature on a heat wave or a cold snap or whatever and keep it going. And they used to burn 1,200 gallons of fossil fuel to power these games, just to have that generator running just in case the power grid or the stadium power went down.
Have it on standby.
They would not have an interruption. Yeah. So that was 1,200 gallons. Now they have 10 minutes and they can turn on the generator at some point during that 10 minutes if they need to, but it's there. So yeah, batteries.
Okay, so 10 minutes of power, and if they need more than that, they can kick in the generator. The gas one.
Yes, and they would probably fire up the generator just to have it going, and just even while they rely on batteries. But they don't need to keep the generator going for the whole game as a backup. So if any individual circuit breaker fails from the stadium, the universal power supply continues to provide power to the television truck. Is designed so that even if all the power from the stadium fails in the television compound, and there is a compound, it's like a film circus of all the trucks there, we can still provide enough power to keep it on air. And Brian, they also are involved in the Super Bowl, which of course is an even bigger production. They have 25 trucks to power there, as well as studio sets various sets around the stadium that need power and lights, and they use 3.5 megawatts of power on the Super Bowl. Like that's a third of a solar farm that we have here. Like it's thousands of homes would be powered by that, and they have battery backup for short duration, and 10 megawatts of fossil fuel generators for the Super Bowl if needed. And you don't want to go down during the Super Bowl because, well, you just don't. And there could be, nefarious things too, but things have happened before. I think I've seen it, in my lifetime.
No, that's crazy.
The Clean Energy Show